We're recording. James, welcome to your Limitless Session, where we solve one thing that needs solving. And my live just came on into actually the computer. Let me try transferring. Can you hear me?
On your phone.
Yeah, I can see myself there on the camera, but I don't. It's not working on the computer. I
Yeah,
see
on the
my.
computer, the mic is muted.
Yeah, it's showing that it's not muted on my side, but oh, something's happening. Maybe if I switch and then switch back. Check, check, check. No. Okay. Check, check, check. Check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're coming through your phone. Oh, now you're not. Now I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, something's happening with the computer. I'm gonna restart that later on, and it doesn't matter. I'll just leave this call from here. Okay, cool. Yeah. So this is my gift for you for reaching level 7 in the tribe, and it's coming from my heart, and I'll do my best to help with whatever I can.
I think
And
I'm sorry. It looked like the recording was off, but it's fine. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah, so I'm here for you fully for
Mhm.
what you need me for, and I sprinkled a little bit that you might want to have an intention, and usually people come with an intention, and then I throw in a few other things that I have in mind for them because by level 7 we're already good friends as we are with you.
Yes. Except we've never met in person, so
Not yet, not yet. Everything is in divine time, and I believe strongly in that.
it all happens when it happens.
Yeah, cool hat.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, first off, I don't really know what it is that you're doing, what I'm walking into here, sort of
Mm.
blind and blindsided. So if you could give me a little rundown what's happening, then I can be a little more involved.
Yeah. So it's a kind of like a bird eye view, a bigger picture view of something that it's an intention that you want to solve, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be business related or relationships or any of the below mentioned. It's something that is anything, and sort of seeing the bigger picture and maybe adding input to it. And usually, this has been really helpful for people in the past. And there's no pressure, to
Okay.
coming up with stuff. But if you have an intention, I would love to dig into it. If not, then I'll just dig right into what I was thinking.
Yeah, you seem to have a kind of a no, I wouldn't say an agenda, but an idea of what you wanted to impart onto me. So I'll be curious to see what that is. Um, it's always interesting when other people have or they think they have something for you and you're like, okay. It's like, okay, well, what is that? We do know each other, but there's a lot that
Yeah,
we don't know about each other, obviously, too. But,
yeah, that's good.
as far as like intentions go, my intention with everything that I'm doing right now, um, if I just narrow it down to one thing at this point, I mean, I could say it's world peace, right? I mean, it is kind of like that. I'd like to see a, I'd like to see a whole shift in the way we are dynamically on the world, in more partnership and less domination, um, more connection with our root and sensuality and creativity. That's those are like mission statements, which I should probably post at some point for everybody. But um, right now, the
Yeah,
intention, the work that I'm doing right now with school and everything, putting this all together has become very clear. And it's that to create a sense of or not intergenerational, but generational wealth. Like I want my kids and my family to shift. their mindsets, which is really about me shifting my mindset into creating wealth or abundance. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily translate to directly to money, but yes, also, that as well. So that would be the intention that I'm bringing into this particular um, thing with you.
Hmm. Do you want to be focusing solely on school? As I see, you're very active everywhere.
Um, you know, it, right now it's the place to focus because it's easy to get distracted. So I'm part of this is actually an internal practice of just staying with one thing and releasing all other distractions. You know, I don't have a
Okay.
girlfriend. I'm not drinking. All the different kinds of things that are distractions. So, and I don't even really have a social life at this moment. I'm actually sitting kind of like a hermit in this space, which is fine. I'm active
It,
enough.
it's always fine. And the answers come in the silence. The more we spend in solitude, the more divine downloads we get about everything we're doing, really. And the reason I ask you if it's solely school that you're focusing on, because I see that. I see you showing up daily and full heartedly. And you put a lot of effort into networking and building relationships and your community as well. And since that's your focus, I'm assuming is the direction that you want to go in order to build generational wealth and change the generational curses from the past for you, for your family, and for whoever comes after. Um, Hi, we are in a private meeting.
Oh,
Sorry.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good
it
to see
says
you. Yeah,
hey, it says live on your thing.
I know. Yeah, I just made a regular hangout.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, I saw it was live, so I want to say hey,
Hey,
hey, y'all have fun.
bye. Yeah, I made a random live hangout so we can get together. But with that said, do you think that what I said resonates?
With you mean with me being fully present in what I'm doing here?
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Very
I see
consciously, actually, I do
you
that. Yeah, I'm doing a
building,
very
yeah, you're building not only your community but a lot of connections, and you're doing your best every single day. Now, if that's the focus, then that is aligned with the two things I had in mind for you for today. And one is a smaller on a smaller scale, and the other one is on a bigger scale, but they're both connected in terms of you coming up with something that's valuable to people, and you align yourself with your offer and with your people. What does that mean is, because you want to figure out what you want to do on a daily, like how do you want to serve these people, and maybe journal it, and in order to create a program or a structure of a workflow to where this is going to be your daily life. And
mine
that's
or the people that I'm talking the
both
community
the
members.
type of work and also the type of person, because let's face it, we can pick and choose who we work with. We don't have to work with every Joe Schmo that gives us the money. So
True
it's
that.
important to know who you're aligning yourself with, and see that as an avatar, and see how you can help them. What do they need? Which your offer will come straight from the heart after that, by seeing that person, seeing what they need and how you can help them, and then you structure an offer according to that. And what I see in your community, and I asked a few people in your community as well, what's James's community about? And people answer pleasure. That's pleasure, pleasure, pleasure is the main common denominator between the answers. And yes, I would say that too. But then, how are you going to package that in terms of how you can help people? Because the word itself, it's cool, but it doesn't sell or help necessarily, right? So, what I'd like to see more in your community, in the community, and I'm not talking about the about page or the logo and the pictures and the video, the VSL and stuff like that. Those are surface levels BS that, they will come sooner or later. But I'm talking more in depth in the community. Like somebody comes in and scans through different posts and trying to see what's about without reading the about page, but actually going into the trenches and talking to people. What would they expect? And what I would like to see more, how what's going on in there, of how it could be helpful for me or for Joe Schmo that wants pleasure, for example. And even if that's the word, that will be the driver. So like a proof of concept within, integrated within the community, within posts, within discussions, within everywhere sprinkled, even in the classroom. Although you have some, if I just go to the classroom, I will have a little bit of an idea about how you can help me. But how many people really go to classrooms? I know I'm not one of them unless what.
I could just have one class in there and that's it, and just not have anything else.
And I'm not a fan of big classrooms or small classrooms, per se. I'm not a fan of classrooms at all to begin with, ever. And with that said, I have a lot of classrooms in my school, and it's not even organized yet. But that's okay because I am not the classroom type of person. Whoever needs something, they will dig into it. But that's my mentality. That shouldn't be yours. I don't want to make you perceive it as your thing, like what you should do. No, no. All I'm saying is that I do not see in your community what, I mean, I see what it is about, but I don't see the what where you could like offer it. And first of all, of in terms of how you can help me or others, that come in with certain wanting. That's one. And then two, how you specifically can you do it? You know, of like, what is it? Low battery. I'll move into the charger.
Thought I heard,
Like,
thought I
to,
heard.
what is it to like to work with you? Any videos, any posts, any drops of wisdom, any discussions would be helpful to be sprinkled around the community. I feel like this is a major moving the needle part of your next moves when it comes to school, because you also do a lot of networking already, and people go and check out your profile, and then maybe they will check out your community. Most of the people
Yeah, I have
do.
a conversion rate of like 8% right now, so
Yeah, most of people will go to check out your community as well, at least look into the
a lot.
about page. If is it public community or private?
It's public.
Yeah, so they can actually see, through. Mine is public as well for a few reasons, but people can see what's in it. So if they feel like what they're looking for is in there, and how are you showing it, and then that you can help them, then you have yourself an offer that you can go by and create abundance, and then more abundance from there, a generational abundance, to where your kids will be looking at you as an example, as a hero, as someone, a guiding light that will show it's possible. It's not just possible, but this is how it's done, type if that makes sense.
Yeah, my kids have seen me succeed my whole life, so I mean, they know what I'm capable of. Yeah, it's we got a good relationship. I just want to see people have more ability to, yeah, get do the things that they need and want to do without it being like my granddaughter being able to go to college, for instance, you know, and those kind of things. But though, that's besides the. I mean, that's sort of that side of it. Yeah, I have a. So I yeah, it's good. You're saying good things there, and I have been beginning to sort of put things in. Like I just saw a client the other day, and he just gave me like this really outstanding testimonial without even knowing that he gave me a testimonial. But so I can copy those things out. I wouldn't give their name out, but that kind of a thing. Yeah. It's interesting because for the last many years, that's all I do is tell people what I do, show people, help people, work with people. And, it's what's great about the school thing. And like I've said before, is that there's fun involved and actually building community, so
Yeah,
people aren't necessarily going like, oh gosh, tell me what it is that you can do for me. They're coming in. But having that in, I'm like, go see the classroom. It's all there, and more is coming. But that, like you said, no, people don't really tend to. Well, they'll jump into a class, maybe do a little couple parts of it, but not a whole thing. So,
yeah. I mean,
but,
when you
getting
have
it out there in the threads actually more where people are talking about it. Because I have several people that are in the community that have worked with me very intensely, you know. But some of it too is work where it's not something you put out. And people are very like, I don't want to tell people that a lot of people don't want to talk about exactly what's going on.
do
It's just,
you
it's just too personal. You know what I mean?
do you
Do I do what?
do you want to talk about those things that they don't want to talk about?
I don't have a problem, but I respect people's privacy.
Right. Well, could you talk about it in a way to where they're not
Right.
involved?
Exactly.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so about the classroom, yeah, a lot of people are doing that. With auto DM, for example, and I'm not saying that you're doing an auto DM because, like, I have no idea about your auto DM because by the time I
My
got into
what? Oh, my
we were
auto DM. I see. Yeah.
by the time I got into your community, we were already in conversation. So if you do have an auto DM set up, I haven't gotten it because it gets off triggered when you already are in combo with somebody. But with that said, just want to give you an example that a lot of community owners are setting that up in their auto DM. Hi, James, blah blah blah, and check out the classroom and send them off. And it's a very off-putting way,
Yeah.
and I don't know how many people check out classrooms like that, but think of your community as a house party. In your house, when I come and visit you, you are not going to tell me go in the bathroom and check out my whips, or you might, but you're not gonna
Yeah. Definitely. It's
but you're not gonna send
some of
me
the
to
parties
read.
I go to.
You're
Yeah.
not gonna send me in the other room to read books about whatever,
No.
right? Or in a classroom or in the other room. And you're gonna invite me, and hopefully you ask me, "Hey, do you want some water? Let's mix music or put some music on or whatever." And now let's check out my whips, and you're probably gonna go there with me, checking out the whips. So I'm saying this correlation because your community is similar. You don't want to send them to a classroom when they entered your party,
Right.
you know? So even,
Yep.
oh, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I just received the call and crossed it off. Um, yeah, the house party is a very good correlation with
I
how
like
we
that
do,
analogy. Yeah.
yeah, how we do community. Like think of people being welcomed and show them around, and that's all connected with like the first part I was saying, that your community doesn't exactly show, it has a vague idea of, some people said porn even, which I didn't see that, but some people did say it in a live call in the tribe, if you remember. And that is there for a reason, because it's not clear of like how and what. And it could be several different disciplines. Like in your case, it's not just one thing, it's
Mm.
several things combined in one that make your work so unique. But it's just not enough sprinkled with videos, posts, discussions, pictures, anything that has to do with that identity and branding and community vibe, to unify it all together. Which brings me to the other, like, smaller part that I wanted to talk with you about, is that community battle that's coming up. I feel like this is going to bring a lot of clarity to you, with having, ask the members, what does this community mean to you, and maybe make a short video on that, and maybe send a picture of whatever it is that this community means. So you can like put a little video together, right? And from one side, you're gonna get a huge clarity out of it, because it will tell you where you're at in people's eyes. And some people, like you said, are older clients and older friends from before school, so they know you in a different light than some of us that are newer friends but know you really good, compared to somebody else that is brand new to your community and brand new friends to you. So you will also have to look at the source of where the info is coming, or so you can have a better idea and see the picture of how does your community look like in other people's eyes right now, how is it perceived, and what do they see in the community. And it's not good or bad, it's all data, just to tell you about, like, there's this word that's coming up a lot, so maybe I have too much of that, or maybe not enough of that. And then reiterate according to the direction you want to steer it, because you're the captain of the ship. It's your community, and your community is a reflection of you. So I feel like this is going to be helpful to just to for the community battle, just for the clarity side, but also for the marketing side. So you know how some people check out your profile and then check out your community. Well, when you do that battle, it will be your community video that is going to be like, what's your community about, and maybe like a few community members jumping in the video with their own contributions. You would have this feel of what is the community like, a little bit, just a little snap. And that will be distributed in several communities and beyond, because like mine, for example, is public, so it will be going to all the search engines and AI and so forth. And this will give you more exposure and more members this way who are aligned. That's very important, because we have our friend Ozzy, for example. You know, his community is about plumbers, yeah, but how many plumbers are in there really? And I did ask him this question, because we were discussing something, and then I was asking him how many are really plumbers, because when he was competing in the blitz, it was about numbers, and he kind of distributed that notion and that strive onto the community. And there are a lot of members that I see that not plumbers for sure.
We're just
Do they
friends
have,
that are supporting him, a lot of people.
yeah, friends that are supported, and do they have plumbing issues? Maybe not, because usually people call plumber and don't try to figure it out on themselves. But I'm also that friend in his community that the last thing I want to do is plumbing, and the last thing I want to do is figuring out how to be a plumber, or fix something, you know. But Ozzy's
Right.
cool. He's very cool, and he's a friend, and I like him. Yeah, but so are the other probably 90% of the members. And the reason I'm saying that, right now is because it's relevant, because what you attract in your group is very important for if you are going to have a team that will be aligning with certain demographic and certain type of person even. Like we started the con, we know what you want to do and who you want to work with. So in this case, the community battle video not just clarity, but will also help you get your type of people to you in your community, because it will be exposed to different types of people, and those who gravitate towards you will vote for you. Maybe it doesn't matter like who wins, even it's about the
Oh,
journey.
yes, it does, god damn it. You're
It,
first. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky
hey,
Bobby's.
Ricky Bobby. but but you see what I'm saying here, where you will be attracting more people, and it's like a very soft way of marketing without the marketing. It's just gathering your people.
I think you're gonna be happy with the video. I mean, I know you didn't see the one that I've already posted, but it's already changed.
Oh, well, where did you post it?
I tagged you, but you haven't gotten to the tag yet. Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah,
only
I haven't. I'm
Fatima
working.
grabbed it and says she's making a whole music underline, what you call it, soundtrack for it, and all the community members, a bunch of them anyway, are chiming in about how to make it better. And I already changed. I just before, in fact, that's why I was kind of waiting here because I was changing some things. So, yeah, I'll finish it up by tomorrow because Fatima needs tomorrow to put the soundtrack in.
Cool. She will put the soundtrack for you.
Hmm.
So nice.
Yeah, I thought that was really nice. I'm like, "Fuck, that's great. That's awesome."
Yeah.
And Dano, he jumped in and said something about the sizing, and so I went through and, I didn't know. I'm not a video editor. I mean, I know how to, like, push buttons and throw things around a little bit and make things look pretty decent, but and I've got a good creative mind, but
Mhm.
I go into CapCut and it's just like, like there's too many buttons and half of them don't work, it feels like. So it took me 2 hours to figure out where the split button was, just like split the goddamn thing. So, but what you're saying, Rositza, and I would just want to um, recognize and appreciate, that um, yeah, that those are aligning with what I have been somewhat attempting to do, but then pushing more into now, and that's really presenting the what it is that I am doing. And I don't think you knew it, but I was working with another guy named James Bargeron. He's a speech person, and with him, we really dialed in us and the name of a system with like actual framework and stuff like that. I mean, it's a shit that I've been working with for 20 years, but it's I've put it in various called it various things and had various steps and whatnot, but so, yeah, you'll actually see that in this video as well, but that was the somatic blueprint. That's when I was trying to do that mastermind thing, but, you'll see coming up, there's gonna be some free stuff, and I did Katya's workshop, obviously, so I'm gonna throw some of that stuff in there, and, um, I've been talking to Jen, and she's helping with the DMs, and so I just got a really nice little attaboy this morning. I tend to want to explain to people because I feel like it's very intricate and very complex what it is that I do, but in this sense of a party, again, yeah, you don't show the back room until people are curious and then they want to walk into the back room, whatever that is. Could be a garage, it could be house full of tools. It could be, a dungeon one way or the other, but it's all the same thing. And so I feel like I have tried to spend too much time getting people to understand the intricacies because, yes, we talk about pleasure and we talk about kink and we talk about different things, but the focus is sensation based awareness, getting into your, you know, y- there I am explaining it to you. The point is that, yeah, people get very confused about what it is. because
Yeah.
it's not something that you can just really sit down and put out in one sentence. That's just impossible. So,
Sometimes you have to just spell it out to people like 1,000 times
but only when they're ready for it, really.
with different words
Yeah.
or different pictures, imagery, videos, things like that. And just you spelling it out now for me, it's still vague as fuck. And the more you do it, the better you can get at explaining it to everyone. Because isn't the key to be able to explain it to everyone and whoever resonates? You just need to speak their language. But how are you going to speak their language if you just have not put the reps to explaining it? It's like, let me show you. You have to show you, and you can show explaining by showing with videos, with pictures, with more content in the community that has to do with that. So that way, I don't receive an answer. What's James's community about? Pleasure. Well, there's so much more to it. What? Let's talk about it. And that again, to the battle thing, where I was going with that, I feel like it's gonna give you clarity, it's gonna give your people more clarity and kind of like sparkle engagement and help, because people normally are willing to help. They're nice. If you ask them for help, they will help you. And uh it would bring clarity, but also I feel like it would be a really good marketing asset for you. Even if you don't put it on the about page, but why not put it on the about page if it's by your liking?
Oh, it's
But
it's almost done.
for your social media, for your YouTube channel, and for anybody that is like, what's your community about? Boom, send them that video. And then that will create another wave of creativity coming from you to where you're sprinkling all over the community content droplets of what this community about and how you can help whoever wants to upgrade to whatever offer.
Mhm. Did something happen?
No, I'm here. I'm just asking for response. Not
Oh, I
asking.
didn't hear that as a question. I heard that as you were telling me something.
Oh, sometimes I sound like I'm telling what I'm asking.
So what are you asking me?
If it's making sense.
Yeah, I said I agree with that. I definitely like I hear what you're saying and following those. I mean, I entered the battle, right? And we're almost done with that video, and
Yeah.
it's actually really good.
Yeah. Also, another thing that wanted to share is if you're sharing parts of you who you are in other communities more, like you did that dancing video when you became a mayor, and then it was before that for something else. Was it when you became a rainbow in Gusify? I'm not sure. You did another one.
I did a couple of them, yeah. I did
Hmm.
something for Casey, and I did something for Rosita, not Rosita, Rosemary, and I did something for some other reason. I can't remember what it was.
You did it when you were a mayor, and then maybe it was the rainbow.
I can't remember what I why I did them exactly all. It was to some song.
Right.
Somebody's
Anyway,
somebody's
but
at some contest or something, I can't remember, but yeah.
yeah, but you see, this is not like something is a polished footage or whatever. It's something for fun. And while you're producing the video for the battle, why not drop in something behind the scenes? Just maybe part of the video or like one, if it's like many videos, just one of them, and drop it here and there in the different communities where the voting is going to be going on. Like, I don't know if you're in Zor's communities, Fatima and David, and drop that video saying, this is part of we're working on it. This is a sneak peek before the
It's a
whole
great
video.
idea. Yeah.
And kind of like what David did yesterday. I don't know if you saw it in the tribe. That was me pushing him a little bit to drop something, and it was about a different person, but he decided to do his. That's fine. So that way, you give a little teaser to people to where they get acquainted to you, even if they don't know who you are and what you do. But those who do will be interested to notice the journey and witness the magic that happens behind the scenes before the actual video drops, and how are you working on it, and what's your take on it, and like how you think about this battle and where you're at with it even. And those that are new to you will pick interest to follow the journey past that. And then all of that becomes part of your ecosystem later on, whether they're part of your community or not. You become a familiar face to
Mhm.
where they interact with. So this is kind of like marketing without marketing, you know? It's not
Guerrilla
opinion.
marketing, we used to call it.
Huh?
Guerrilla marketing, we used to call it guerrilla marketing.
Oh, you know what? Here in the music industry, we call guerrilla marketing the flyer thing, where you distribute
That's
flyers.
part of it. I mean, kind of that's what you're doing though, is distributing flyers electronically. You're getting your face out there. you People recognize like, "Oh, there's that person, there's that thing, there's that symbol."
Eh, I can see it.
And it's also doing things that are either free or very low cost that get, you create kind of a following, kind of a cult following in some ways, by that's I mean, that was sort of the idea behind guerrilla marketing. There's a book actually that's actually pretty good. That reminds me, I should buy that again. It's an old one. That was good.
Hmm. Yeah, that will be helpful not just for the bottle itself, but to really distribute yourself and your community and other places without being salesy and marketing and like
Yeah.
be self promotion post, because it's not, because like in this case it's like, here's my prep for the community battle, a little sneak peek. Now that could be self promo in other communities, but in the present moment I feel like it's a missed opportunity, honestly, coming from like where you're at right now, because you are going to be entering the battle. Obviously you're one of us, right? And you're not doing that already, it's kind of like a missed opportunity. And everything does happen in divine timing. So I did wanted to get on a call with you as soon as possible because of, first, the battle is coming up and that could be really helpful. I see it. And then second, I've noticed that you could improve of what's in a community,
What's
like.
actually in my community, like being able presenting things that are really about the work.
Exactly. Yes, yes,
Just
yes.
play.
I know. And I know that this is like the missing element you're really missing on. And I wanted to bring that up as soon as possible because I saw you working really hard on your about page and on the calls and being consistent and on the meditations. And like, if I scroll through the feed, I will see a song shared, and I haven't scrolled, but like I'm talking based on my notifications of what I'm seeing a few days ago because I'm really behind with notifications.
Yeah.
But I will see a bunch of morning meditations that are pretty consistent, and then I will see share of a song, and then that's it. That's it. You know what? All your content in your classroom, it's really good, whatever I've seen. And I've seen some enough to where to tell you it's nice stuff. So
Yeah.
a lot of times people take the stuff out of the classroom and but not like remove it, but take it and copy it into the feed and
Sure.
just
Yeah, that's actually I was thinking of doing that. I was
one by one.
It's
Yes.
sort of that follow through on that piece for me doing that
Yeah.
actually.
One video, let it breathe, ask questions about it, create
Mhm.
discussions about it, make some posts about it, like, let it flow, let it breathe with the community for a few days. Then boom, another video. Then create a bunch of posts. What did you think about blah blah blah? And then discussions over that other video dropped. And pulling stuff of what you already have, not creating a bunch of new shit, which
Right.
by all means create a bunch of new shit. But what I'm saying is that what you use, utilize it to the max first,
Yeah.
to sprinkle that what you have in a classroom. So if like you want to know what my community is about, go in the fucking classroom and go fuck yourself. No, it
That's what I feel like saying most of the time is like, "Yeah, fuck you." It's
right,
right, but I
right,
know what
right.
you mean.
But the fact
That's
of the
not
matter
what I
is,
actually do.
we don't like. Yeah, I don't do that, and I don't do it to my people either. If
But
somebody asks a
your
specific
class
question,
is really different, like, it's like to learn how to play the piano, that's how I see it.
yeah, that's part of the classroom. It's so much more.
Okay.
So if somebody asks me a specific question on how to place something, or there's something that I have in the classroom, I will tell them there's this piece in the classroom and I will link it for them. But I will not tell them go in the classroom and find it, because I know it's a clusterfuck. And if it even if it wasn't a clusterfuck, it takes time to find something unless you link it for them.
Unless it's
Uh,
buried very, very deep like that thing was the other day. Some replay was buried
yeah,
deep,
yeah, the DM class. Yeah, I did not put it
which
there.
I've watched twice, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't put it there for the record, but I knew it was deep, so I was like, I need to take it out in and put it in a post and share it with everyone, because you were not the only one asking for it, and it was valuable information.
Yeah.
So it needed to be out there. Nobody's gonna go to the classroom 5 levels deep and hunt for that. It's just one of those things. But yeah, getting content out of the classroom is a good strategy as well for you. And the other thing is, when you're creating new content, have discussions. What do you think about uh, this vibrator or this whip or this monkey or
Or
whatever?
this breathing technique or this communication technique, or I'm actually gonna do a hugging tutorial.
Yeah.
I'll put it in your thing too.
And now that you're saying that, I could think of several different posts that could go with that. That you could also link your tutorial to every single post, even if it's a separate post that you link in, or you link it to a classroom, or both. Why not both? To where like, okay, breathing technique tutorial, and then you could start potentially with a poll. Hey, do you know what a breathing technique is? Or is it just inhale and exhale? Or have you heard about different types of breathing? Or do you know how many breathing techniques do you know and how are they used? For example, first thing on the poll could be square breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, and so forth. So square breath is known as that, and a lot of people like Ankara that just walked in here earlier. He had to rename that and put a proprietary name. I forgot what it was, but it was cool. It was better than square breath for sure. But yeah, this little poll thing that would lead towards your tutorial, it all creates conversations in your community to something relevant to the topic that you have. To where you can tell what it is about and what you can help with. You know?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. People look and they think, well, my identity for many years was massage therapist and body worker, that's to some people, to a lot of people, so they look in the classroom and they see things around touch and they're like, "What is that?" You're or not what is that, but that's what that's what they identify. But yeah, I mean, part of this whole process has been, kind of disidentifying with some old old identities that have been very successful for me. I don't not want to be a massage therapist or body worker, but at the same time, there's a lot more depth to it than that. You know, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like they are connected, you know?
We're absolutely connected. It's not. I mean, touch is one of the main pillars of my work: breath, movement, touch, and awareness. mindfulness. So I'm a certified mindfulness coach. I'm obviously certified touch therapist. I'm, certified breathwork coach, and I'm a movement therapist. These are things that I've actually spent decades studying and being a part of. So it's been this long process of bringing them together. So I do have a system, the somatic pleasure blueprint. The three steps: awareness, regulation, and embodiment. The four pillars of breath, movement, touch, and awareness. And those tools build sensation based awareness so that you can actually start naming the sensations, bypass the story, bypass the emotion, go straight to the sensation, and start from curiosity and pleasure. Just because you feel it, maybe you could translate it into pain, or maybe you can translate it into pleasure. Maybe, so that's all part of what I do with people. And quite frankly, also working with people that are either willing to not put trauma and pain forefront and identify with that and start with curiosity and pleasure and sensation, or they've already worked their way through that and are ready to just expand beyond that. So those are things that I do. I work very deeply with people on that stuff. You know,
I feel like that was fucking gold.
I'm glad it's recorded. I
The
say
last,
that stuff all the time, actually.
the last, well, it's time to put it in your community.
Yes, ma'am.
The last 5 minutes or so that you talked, I could see at least 10 shorts for YouTube or Instagram or whatever the fuck you gonna use to bring people into your school community. And I'd like to see what you just said, more of it in your community, sprinkled all over. You know,
Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
it was brilliant. And see, you can do it. Why not doing it then? Are you avoiding other things? Anything? Like what's stopping you? Why is it not there yet?
I think one of the things that feels kind of complicated, people don't really necessarily respond to it right away. They want to, I do put things up that are more serious, if you will, or more, you know, um, mission focused. And either there's very little reaction to it, or it gets silly. Like the interchange the other day, and I put something up, and Casey was the first one to jump in, and it just turned into this really super silly thing, and it just never, the whole post never really went anywhere. So, I mean, that's all well and good, and, I don't have a lot attached to that, and I love Casey. That's not any kind of a, you know, dig on him at all, 'cause
Oh,
I like
no.
that guy. But, you know, the yeah, it's interesting to watch. But, yeah, just bringing more, um focus into the community.
Yeah,
And, it's only been a couple of months that I've really, really been doing this now, maybe 2.5
right.
months, I think. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been getting my feet wet, kind of figuring out the whole platform, kinda getting my and, I feel pretty good that, it's already up over 80 people in my community, and a lot of active people, a lot of very engaging people, and I've seen it grow, where, like, Mari, I said, "Hey, why don't you put that thing up, make a post?" And she did, and David made a post, and Eric made a post, and I don't know why fucking Margaret won't make a post, but she's funny. She's like, "Oh, well, I'm thinking about that." Anyway, it's funny. Yeah, so and then, I have the coffee break, the coffee hour, a coffee break, and, maybe it's at the wrong time of day, maybe I don't know, but to me, Friday afternoon, half an hour, wanna jump in there and just kinda, like, take a breath, basically. So, it'll grow, I suppose, it'll get bigger, or we'll figure something else out.
Yeah,
And then
because
I'm gonna stay with that meditation thing. I don't, yeah, it's just like it's nice to have that. But there, it's I loved what Goose was saying the other day, which is which is a really powerful thing, actually, and that's creating rituals for yourself in the community, in your community. So everybody, whether they engage or not, they see it. Like that meditation thing is starting to like, not that people are jumping in and being in the morning and doing it, but there's a lot of more conversation and stuff whenever I make those posts now, especially over like this last week. Some pretty cool stuff. And you didn't see the one where I did out where I was out in nature. And I was
Yeah,
sitting on rocks that the indigenous had been using for hundreds or thousands of years. You can see the divots where they were grinding seeds and grains in the rocks. It's a very, very special place. Yeah,
yeah. I
neat.
haven't seen that one yet. I'm probably not to that notification. I'm super behind, but that's okay. I go through
I
every.
I actually try not to reply to you as often anymore. I just no, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I know it's like a fucking stupid heart, and it's like now she has another notification. I know you're getting hundreds of them a day, so
Well, that's okay. I really love interacting with you and hearing from you, and it doesn't matter if it's more meaningful or less meaningful with a heart and a pooping monkey heart. It's it's
oh,
it's fun.
that'll always be there as long as
Yeah, it's like it's you. It's your energy and it's you, and it's showing I'm here for you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's powerful. Like community think is something else, man.
yeah.
But that's why also how you're portraying the community is super important, because it also could deviate real fast and not know what it is about. And
Mhm.
I know that from personal experience and seeing others as well, and what content you put. And like what you just said, like when you had the monologue where I was moving from the charger to this side of the room, I was thinking this is fucking genius. And it could be split on many different videos, and not necessarily like because you were like, oh, it's too deep. Well, if you actually split it on its granular parts
Right.
to where like it's one small little part, really 15 seconds of you saying what you were saying, and split it, then it will be digestible enough to where people don't have to think deep enough, but it will give them give them a chance to
Spark something, yeah.
participate a little bit, on the subject, and be like, okay, this is where I'm interacting like this, and in that area in my life. That's how I think in this community and this kind of environment. And like a good example is earlier you and I had an interaction in Honey's community, and I said, well, at least you didn't say that's what you didn't
Yeah,
put a that's what she said give. Now, if you're in the tribe or in Gosify, you would have done that. And that was a little bit something of me. I like to know things and figure out things, how people think of certain communities. Do you see, this is a good example of your notion of that community and that space and where you're at. It's a little bit more serious, more on the safe side. It's still fun, but not as where sometimes we get nasty.
well, it was the conversation that
Right.
was being had, actually. That was the reason for not I do have discernment. You
Yeah.
know?
Well,
Yeah,
sometimes it be like that. But, all that I said is to bring back to that one little convo that you were, when I was on the other side of the room coming here, you had so much gold dropping about your community and the 5 pillars and how everything's connected to everything. You don't even have to go 5 pillars. You don't even have to go one pillar at a time. More grain,
filler. I see what you're
more granular, way more granular, because
mhm.
you want to take people on a trip and not be like, "Brew PhD in this," to where like, that's not for me. No, 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 no. Actually, it is. It's just not granular enough. And when we think it's granular, see how much more granular can you go? Like
Right.
not even one pillar, but break that one pillar or its smaller components, whatever possible, the smallest particle possible. Like we thought it was an atom until some time ago, and then it turns out that there's smaller things like the electron, and
Mhm.
then it turns out there's even smaller quarks. So it's like one of those things. If you think of it this way, as of everything that you do, you're thinking too much of like, here it is. Oh, it's too complicated. Well, it is, because how many decades it took you to get to it? So, if you reverse engineer it through anyone really, not even one pillar, even one pillar is too much of a content for one post. So how can you break that one pillar into several posts and kind of create a story, an explanation to where it does come into one pillar eventually in a week or two? You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the deal with the coherent breathing and the touch classes that I have in the um in the classroom, is that they are representations of a much larger conversation. They're small pieces. And yeah, some people don't even understand diaphragmatic breath. So, that can be pulled out and before you even talk about just coherent breathing, like which is diaphragmatic breath, but it's a practice to develop those muscles of how to do that, like actual physical muscles of how to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could spend 3 weeks just talking about breath and breath work and the physiology around it.
Then why don't you?
Yeah. I'll do it. Yeah, thank you though. I think that's a great ideas. I mean, just that was I mean, it's good because I was thinking along the same lines of just pulling things out of the classroom. I don't really need to invent much of anything else. It's just a matter of having the platform to put it out on and then putting it out in such a way that people receive it.
That is digestible.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so,
And understandable. So
yeah.
you can spell out what your community is about, so that way we don't get replies as pleasure. Okay. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a catchy word, you know.
Yeah, I mean, some people, yeah, exactly. There's so many ways people are going to view things and take things. Yeah.
Yeah, and also this will give you a clarity for later on how to create an offer and what kind of offer and how you're going to work on a daily basis or weekly basis on delivering that offer, how you want it to look like. Maybe make a journal and journal that, because it's not like throw a bunch of shit on the wall and see what sticks.
Not
it is
anymore.
it is some of that, in order to find out what the community is interested more than other things. But when it comes to offers, it is you who is going to be doing the work, delivering the work. So it is you that you need to define what makes you happy, what makes you tick, and what is it like activity wise, for the delivery. What would you like to do? Just meditate on that, sit in the silence and journal and see what comes up, because it's not you giving massages in the park, right? It's not that. But what would it be ideal? And if you exclude how much you need to make and that your goal is 25K a month, I got that. But if you don't have that, what would you be doing and still making 25K a month without knowing the how? So it would give you a basic idea of what your work will look like so you can form an offer, and what is the person that you want to work with look like, feel like. how they think and interact. And because some people are fucking irritating, and they will make your job miserable even if you like what you do.
That's why I don't want to work with people directly with their trauma anymore. I'm done with that. I basically
Okay. I i find more often than not it's easier to find out what we don't want from past experiences. At least that's, for me, this has been a very le tour general, where I find out from relationships what I don't want in a relationship, and then I find out in business people that I work with who I don't want to work with.
right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was kind of being a little good. Good thing I'm wearing shorts. Um, yeah, that is absolutely true. And I know that I don't want to work with people that are coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm broken. Either fix me or what do I need to fix myself?" That are identified with their trauma and with their past experiences. So these are people either that are willing to step into this path from a different perspective.
Mm.
Because, I mean, all the stuff is going to come up, right? Trauma's going to come up, suffering's going to come up, people are going to have catharsis. But I don't, but I really believe we don't have to chase those things to get there. We can do this with a lot more uh, joy. So,
Yeah, I mean, even the worst case,
so
I
fucking
case
heavy.
I
You know? I mean, I've sat with people in really heavy stuff, and I still sit with people in very heavy, heavy stuff. And I just don't need that to be the main focus of my work anymore. So, you see me being a little frivolous, a little fun loving, and a little out there. And part of that is just, I've seen enough of it and I've done enough of it that I can do that without it being like, oh shit, I'm losing my authority or I'm losing my power. It's like but yes, it's very important that people have some modicum of understanding of what is actually happening in the community. And, yeah, I feel like I'm pretty well on the way of having that developed, you know. It's putting it out there now more. You know,
hmm
see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like it's it's gonna get there, sooner or later, because you're not sitting still. You're moving and trying things and improving things. So sooner or later, it's gonna get there. It's just it could get there sooner rather than later. I feel like.
Sooner is better. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel like if you start sprinkling more of your content, your own thing, in different communities, like you have a chance right now in before the battle, even every single day, you can be posting things as for the battle, for the video, for explaining what's your community about, and whoever doesn't know is gonna know. And that's one thing. And the other thing is, like, you could be doing posts in your community on, come on, now make a video about here's the 5 pillars. Make a video of one of the pillars, 1 2 3 4 5, on the polls, and just pick one thing and drop a video below on the subject, whatever that means for you, and it's about for the battle or whatever explained in the post. So all of these things, it could be something that you could be doing more. And this is where I come into place to tell you that, because you probably don't see it, you might see it, or you might feel intimidated to be posting in other communities. It's not a self promo. Self promo is different. Self promo is join somatic pleasure, here's a link, and just drop it there, and you're a level 2 and nobody knows you. That's a self promo post that's not welcomed in any community, but in this case you are super welcomed. You're part of the battle. I'm not just talking about the tribe, I'm
Yeah, I
talking about.
didn't really think about that. So that's a really good, think about like posting. behind the scenes or uh, the development of it. That's great. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I said that in the beginning of our convo today and give an example with David that he did that last night. We got on a call with him the night before that, and I said we should be doing that. It's going to make the battle bigger and it will help all the communities that are participating, to get better and bigger and more exposure by just behind the scenes drops. It's not that complicated. Come on. It's like today we did this one little part of the video and you put it out there. And what he did, he posted the same thing in all four communities because, like, I follow him and I'm also part of this community. So I see all the four times that he posted. So he has four times the exposure out of this one little piece of content. And it was like a laughing video, it was a oopsie, but it's fun. People like that. It doesn't need to be nothing polished and ready and all that because it's a community. You know what I mean? Vibe.
Right.
Yeah. That's what's different from Instagram. Everybody's with their polished bullshit.
Yeah. Although that's not doing as well as it was, that's for sure.
Oh,
I
I
get
don't know.
I get more views from just walking down the street and talking about my great grandparents' funeral home than
I don't go to socials for a while now. Haven't for a reason. I'm focused on this platform, and I do a lot of things here, and have a lot of cool people here. Have a few clients here, and most of my clients are still off of school, but they're like off a phone. We don't have to like meet in person or um, now that it's on the phone, and some are in school, and then this is the platform to where I'm focusing on in terms of bringing more of the things that I do in real life to school.
oh, what was that about in real life? Yeah. I that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting all my focus here and my yeah. I do have a really cool podcast and I want to keep that going. But anyway, well, Ro, my dear, I hope you're actually feeling better. You don't have to tell me about what's going on with you, but I know that getting your blood cleaned like that is a process. I mean, that's
Well, it was they took it, they spin it through a centrifugal force to extract the plasma, and then they injected the plasma into my neck because I had a car accident. It's called PRP therapy, and
okay.
helps with the bones to fuse together better. And yeah, I'm okay.
Did
Um,
you have did you have did you have your bones fused?
no, no. There's something on the neck.
Okay,
It's not like it's not that um like serious. It was just creating headaches, and I had that injection yesterday, and that will help with that. Will help you to heal it naturally by my own plasma.
good. Okay, well, maybe it's not quite as serious as I thought it was, but just want
Yeah.
you to take care of yourself. You
Thank
know.
you. I appreciate you. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's one of those things that it's just gonna improve my life, and I've been a little with pain because of it, but it's helping, and also the yoga, tai chi, and physical therapy I do is helping, and I do a lot of stretching on a daily, and that's just increasing my range of motion every single day. But yeah, it happened to I had two accidents back to back,
Oh,
and yeah, it caused me to not move the right side very well, but it's getting better, and this will help for sure a lot more because I'm already feeling how the physical therapy and the yoga and the tai chi and stretching every single day increases my range of motion. So everything is getting better.
and you're getting out on your bike and hiking and walking your dogs, so that's
Yeah.
really good stuff. All that's really good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed after my hike yesterday, even today, I feel my shoulders so much better and my hip is so much better. Yeah, it's been I'm in almost constant pain with this thing. Hard
Oh,
to s
you are?
Oh, yeah. Like like wake me up at night kind of pain. So, but it's getting better, and I'm working with the doctors and doing all the things I need to do. But all I was saying is I get like being in pain. That's
Was it from a car accident?
no, actually, probably well, maybe originally, like I was in a pretty bad car accident when I was like 16, and I think I had a little hairline fracture, so that might have been like the start of it. But then over the years, I've done different things to my shoulders and arms, and I've really worked them and used them really hard. But the last couple of years, I've been more sedentary and more on the computer. And I had a not scuba, snorkeling incident where after the snorkeling one day, because I was lifting my head up too much or something, and I just had this incredible impingement that lasted for a couple of years, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then that went away, but then sitting on the computer and probably in bad postures and things like that. But I have median nerve and a radial nerve impingement, and then probably my biceps tendon, and then I'm trying to remember the name of the one out here that are strained. This one might be even out of place, so I'm looking to get into a somebody that can actually fix that or help me fix it. So,
Do you stretch?
oh yeah, I'm a movement therapist. I do. You should look at my room. It's filled with things to move and auto self massage, and yeah, I've developed a few things for myself over the years, having had serious back issues for a couple of years. Also, that kind of thing where you bend over, pick up a piece of paper, and then you're in bed for 3 days. That kind of a thing.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I have heard about that, but I
I mean, that's happened to me a couple of times, and I took it very seriously, just like I've taken my studies around the body and breath work and sexuality deep, no pun intended, and learned how to actually overcome those things, and not just overcome, but actually have sustained healing, you could say, sustained growth, change. So my back doesn't do that anymore, even though now and then it still has that little twinge, but it doesn't do that anymore. I can sit for hours cross-legged and not be too fucked up. It's not a good way to sit for a long time, but yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, my love, is there anything else? It was very helpful. I love talking to you. Love getting to know you a little bit better and seeing who you are, um, other than just on the chitty chats. Yeah.
Same. I love you and I love seeing you everywhere, It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, you've been so supportive. You just through the whole thing. It's just you've been really supportive, and that definitely I appreciate that. So
Thank you. Same.
yeah.
Well, have a good day and I'll see you around.
Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.
You're gonna send me the recording.
Yeah, I will upload it. Okay, bye.